spotted great things as Arsenal bottled another chance of competing for the Premier League title after playing 2-2 with Aston Villa. It looks like the hopes are fading away. Arsenal with a good opportunity to win that one allowed the 2-goal lead to slip away. And so Aston Villa yet again are getting something from Arsenal in a Premier League season. The fingers are pointing towards one direction. Mikel Arteta, fans, followers, lovers, enthusiasts, whatever bracket you want to put in, that you want to put those who follow Arsenal, they believe they need a striker. That a striker will come get the job done. The one person who isn't seeing that need is Mikel Arteta. I was at the Emirates Stadium last year. I think it was the Carabao Cup game against Bolton. I spoke to some fans at the time, and they believe the problem is a striker that fixed that problem, and the Gunners will be flying. I spoke to some of them. Listen. When you look at the Arsenal team, what is it that you think must be done this season for it to be different?
I think we need a striker, mate, honestly. Like, I'm not too convinced on Havertz. So I'm not really too convinced on Havertz. We need an out-and-out striker, an Oshie, man. Do you know what I mean?
So if you've got a chance to speak to the boss, what would you say to Mikel Arteta to, take this team to the level where you want it to be?
Sign a striker. And maybe an extra winger. Not Sterling, but, another winger. So, yeah.
We need some backup defenders as well.
They need a striker. We need a striker. Give us a striker. That's all the fans were saying. You think that's enough? Listen again. So what is the one thing that Arteta needs to do to turn this team around?
Get some more. He needs more depth.
Yeah.
More attackers.
More pressure. Yeah.
They need a striker. A striker. Mikel Arteta. The team needs a striker. That game in the FL Cup against Newcastle, a proper striker would have made a difference. If you also take a look at the game against Manchester United, a proper striker would have killed off that game. If you take a look at the 2-2 draw with Aston Villa yesterday, a striker would have taken that maybe 7 out of 10. A striker would have taken that last chance that Trossard missed. No disrespect to the forward players for Arsenal. They give their beats, they show good work rates, they score when they need to score. But a striker's instinct is second to none. Alexander Isak will take that chance Trossard missed in the dying minute of the game. Oh my goodness, Haaland will feed on it all day, every day. Mo Salah will take it. Even Cody Gakpo will convert that chance. That's the difference when you take a look at Liverpool now and Arsenal. There are some players that just come up and they make a difference. When Cody needs to do the job, he steps up and he does the job. Who is that sort of player for Arsenal? You struggle to find it. Take, for instance, the 2-0 win at Brentford. Nunes, the so-called flop from nowhere, stoppage time, super sub, came in, bang, bang, 2-0. Liverpool cruising away. Now they lead Arsenal with 6 points and they have a game in hand. Don't forget, they drew a game against Nottingham. If Arsenal had won this game and the last, maybe the points would have been cut down to 3. This game is all about taking chances. And I think Mikel Arteta doesn't just get it. He still thinks he's the captain of Arsenal. Mikel Arteta, you're the manager. The team is struggling. There is a problem. You must fix it. You just have to fix it. Now Saka isn't playing and it's looking like there's no Arsenal. Arsenal is a big team. Arsenal is a team that should be competing for the Premier League title every season. I heard some pundits on TalkSport saying if it was Manchester United or Chelsea who is chasing the title just as Arsenal did in the last 2 seasons, maybe they would have gotten one. And I totally agree. Now it's looking all easy for Liverpool because Arsenal isn't applying pressure. Mikel Arteta, the team is good, but you need a striker. You need someone in that box who will finish off the hard work of Odegaard, of Partey, of Trossard, of Kai Havertz. Isn't that guy? No disrespect. Players, they are professional. They step up when they need to step up. But a striker has got just one role: score goals. If the team isn't scoring, the striker isn't sleeping. See when Manchester City wasn't doing well. Haaland couldn't even speak much. It was like, I'm not scoring. And the moment he started scoring again, we started seeing some sparks. Yes, Manchester City, they're going through a lot that's probably affecting them mentally. But a striker knows his job is just to score goals. That's what Isak is doing for Newcastle. Look at Justin Kluivert with small Bournemouth. They're doing the job. So why does a big club as Arsenal don't have a striker, a man that is up there waiting for the ball to get the job done? Mikel Arteta doesn't understand this problem, and it's a big problem for Arsenal if your manager doesn't see the need to sign a striker despite all of these results in January. For a team that wants to compete for the league title, Liverpool has gotten some slips. They've dropped points away from home. They expect Arsenal to jump on those opportunities. Yet again, they're not doing anything about it. So I don't know. Now Gabriel is injured, so we're going to go striking problems now, and you deal with the defensive problems. I think Timber did a great job yesterday, but all of those will count for nothing if it's not a win. And Mikel Arteta doesn't get it. Arsenal fans, what's going on? I think there's some players he can talk to. I'm Nigerian. I don't want to jump on, Victor Osimhen, but talk to Victor Osimhen. Arsenal is a big team. You could talk to some other players and see ways to bring them in, because that's a problem that needs to be solved. But Mikel Arteta, he has a way of just getting out of these conversations, particularly when he grants post-match interviews. He's the only one who just think that, yes, coaches can come out and big up their players. You don't put your players, in public and run them dry. But to thy own self be real, Mikel Arteta. Talk about the problems that you have created as a manager. For instance, thinking that you don't need a striker is wrong. Let's take a look at another. It's a typically front-footed Mikel Arteta post-match interview style. He said, the way the boys played, the way they competed for a third time in 6 days to deliver that dominance. You see, he's loving it. Underline the word dominance. That performance, defending, attacking, they were outstanding. That's dominance. Did it result to 3 points? Did it count as a win? The dominance, the performance. This football business, particularly if you want to win titles, you must win games. It's all about winning, Mikel Arteta. So when you come out and say it this way, yes, you feel good. Some other persons out there in the board who like what you're doing feel good, but it doesn't translate to a win. He went on to say the board, we deserve much more. That's clear. Mikel Arteta, much more is that striker that you are missing. That's the much more. So get a striker and see if it doesn't now give you the result, then you understand that maybe tactically as a coach, you and your team, you aren't doing the right thing. You just need to get a top striker who knows how to finish. We deserve much more, that's clear. But at this level, the way we defended the second goal cannot be part of our game. Defensive problems, you see. But if you've got a striker who can kill off games, this game is about they score you, you score them. And when you score them, you try to now keep your lead, or you consolidate on that lead. You see, Mikel Arteta, these are the issues. Overall, the word is pride, because they were exceptional. You want to keep the pride that they played exceptional football. Did they win? No. They lost a 2-goal lead in a crucial title race moment. Mikel Arteta, that wasn't exceptional. I don't think it is exceptional. When a team is exceptional, they're counting a win. They have the W in the bag, and then they're competing properly. When you don't win, it affects the team mentally, particularly the way they didn't win that match against Aston Villa. So Arsenal fans, these are the issues that only Mikel Arteta can explain, and he's not doing that. He's the only one who can fix the problem, and he's not ready to fix it. He's just comfortable with the way the team is playing. They're playing dominating football, and they're not getting the win. It makes me wonder. Then to what end, Mikel Arteta? You've been in the club for 5 years, and the Premier League titles slipped off you twice, and now it looks like this is the perfect opportunity to compete, and the same problems are still there. So until you solve a problem, it will remain a problem. So I've looked at the Arsenal situation. It's a top team. It's a team that can definitely compete for the title, but the manager needs to change his mentality. The manager needs to identify the problems and fix them, particularly if you put risk to those problems. So Mikel Arteta, start costing those risks. If it's going to cost you the league title, then you don't deserve to be the manager at Arsenal. And I think that's what some fans are saying also, that look, if this guy, if winning isn't it for him, gone are the days that Arsenal wants to be building. And hey, they spent money last season. They spent money 2 seasons ago. So the board will say, we've given you money to bring in big players. We should start seeing the results. And that's just what it is. So Arsenal fans, what do you think? Mikel Arteta, is it a problem with this current Arsenal team? Is Mikel Arteta the hindrance towards your team winning a league title? Let's talk about it. I'll see you again. That's it.